if I can just give you a short history. 2005, when we were with Agnes and we decided to start a self-help group intending to help families. By 2007, post-election violence, things went haywire. When the group scattered, some was running for their safety, their lives. After that, we really decided to do the peace and security because of the nature of the elections in Kenya, and we experiences a lot of pain. So we engage the government officials, the security agents, so that we may do something about it. We succeeded in 2013. The election was very peaceful. Then come 2017, we also thought that things may happen again. Fortunately, Feminenza came before election. We thought, especially me as a person, I thought I know more about peace, about reconciliation, to bring people together. But when I attended your workshop, your training was, I thought I entered in another world. I thought I know everything, but I found myself, I didn't know anything. And I realized I had more problem than even the people whom I thought I'm helping. When you taught us about identifying and managing fear, this is where I found myself. I was so fearful, and maybe that is why some of our activities we could not succeed. I found even within my family, I was a problem instead to be a blessing to them. After the training, I decided to start with my family. I went back to my family. First thing I said to my wife, because she was my immediate helper, I told her, my sweetheart, for a long time you have not been hearing that word of a sweetheart. But today I'm seeing you as a very, very important person in my life, and I want you to forgive me for everything that have been done before you, which is not good. After this training, surely I have seen a new world. He was like, what is happening to this, to my husband? It seems that your mind is not working very well, because but I told her, then you will just understand. Let us sit down, and I want to testify before you. For these 5 days I've been away, I have become a new person. And this is what we have been taught. And I would like you just to accept me to be your tutor. Don't see me as a husband today, but see me as someone who is going to help you to realize that where you are not supposed to be there. Being a priest in the church, I have a very noble platform to talk to people. They see my family as a role model to the community. luckily, I came to realize I have a very, very noble platform. So in my sermon, I decided to pick some important things that you taught us, and I inject into my sermon and give my people. My people came to realize that I have a very unique sermon, because maybe it is not a routine. Every Sunday they get a new thing. Through that, my congregation, most of them benefited, and by following up, doing my pastoral work, I see the families changing. So what you did here in Kenya, especially in Nakuru, with my fellow elders, it was not in vain. You really planted a seed that is growing every day, and we will continue watering it until it become the fruit that each and everyone will taste.
And I'm sure whatever we learned here was an asset to us, and very, let me say, we were rich in handling the election violence, and it went on very well. So God bless you so much, because of what you did to us as we met the others. After the election, this thing was still in me, and I said, now, since we don't have many meetings, what can I do? I looked for a forum. If children are taught to live in a peaceful way, that's the basic. So I started a program in Idaga FM radio, teaching Sunday school teachers how to teach the young people how to live peacefully, and how to live honest with their parents, with their neighbors, and with the community, because it will teach these children how to live harmoniously, and this violence will never be again, will be not there again, and how to report early warnings. They can give early warnings because they see anything happen in their village or in their homes. So I'm sure one day there will be no violence in Kenya through these children handling the business. So that one, I'm not calling one tribe. I'm paying for different tribes so that they see the harmony and the way we were taught last time, to bring every tribe together, and we move together in that way.
I must thank the Feminenza family for the training we had with you that time. It really helped me a lot, because I, for one, I was a victim of the tribal clashes, which affected a lot of people. After the training, we had a few sessions with Agnes at Molo and the other places. We talked to people about peace and also about forgiveness. It has created a lot of impact, because individually, personally, I'm talking to my neighbors who we never used to see eye to eye during those times. And I've even forgiven them, because some of them were even church elders who did those things to me. But after that training, I went back. We are shaking hands with them. I have forgiven them, and they have apologized. So from that time up to now, I'm still talking to my neighbors about maintaining peace and forgiveness. The response is very positive.
I was affected by the post-election violence. I'm a victim. So I'm really appreciating the training that I got. It is still helping me even today. I don't fear anything. I manage it, I face it,
right.
And what I came to identify is fear of unknown.
Right.
You fear what you don't know.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's the greatest type of fear that really touched me.
Right.
Because you just fear, but you don't know what you fear.
Yes, yes.
But if you can identify it,
Exactly.
you can now know how to manage it.
Exactly.
That's the greatest part of the training that I got.
In fact, in 1992, it was the first classes in this country. And by that time, I was a chief. And I started this work of peace in that year. So, in fact, after the training we had in last 2016 here, in fact, it added us value because it gave us more knowledge to go down there, talk with our people, have peace with other people who have been fighting, because we want peace. We want our children to go to school. So we say thank you for your NGO helping us, giving us time, adding us value to go and add us to go and tell our people to live together as sisters and brothers.
Kwanza wewe mwenyewe ujijue ndio uweze kufundisha wale wengine, kwa sababu mwananchi yeye hufuata viongozi. So tunasema kwamba hii program yenyu tunataka ikuja kule ground kabisa, because in 2022 election iko na tunataka hiyo election iwe peace kama 2017 na 2013. So nasema ni asante, ulifanya kazi mzuri.
I happen to have come from another city way back after the clashes 2008. I lost my property there, so I have the experience about when there are chaos in the country, what happens. Because like that time when the clashes happened, people always talked as one, like you're talking about your tribe, you talk as one. When the clashes came, there was a big dividing line between the haves and have-nots.
Right.
People who had money boarded planes with their families from one city to another city, while they left their tribes, people being beaten. While previously they were talking as one tribe. So we've been trying to work on that, like from the information to go around. We've been teaching them how to tolerate each other, bear with each other, nobody's perfect. And not to really dwell so much on the negative things that happen to cross paths, because even if brothers and sisters fight, and they forgive each other unconditionally. So we've been working on that one. We've been showing them the positive side of looking at things nicely. Like when a politician comes to tell you your neighbor is not good, well, you remind them the politician is just a temporary figure in your life.
Right.
And your neighbor is permanent. You never choose your neighbors. You can choose your friends, but not your neighbors.
Yes.
So with the program, we've really been able to identify ourselves. We've been able to talk to them. And there are times we talk to them, they feel like you're not Kenyan because you look like you're ready to forgive before even somebody asks for forgiveness. They don't believe in that. So sometimes you show them how much energy they spend trying to revenge. Because somebody say, when you get angry, you're only carrying another person's punishment. You're punishing yourself by carrying another person's mistake. So you try to teach them that, and otherwise the training was good for us. It made us the engineers, the soldiers, and everything we were supposed to be. And we want to assure you we're working on that one. Yeah, we're on course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And thank you and welcome back.
So I was not actually into these things of peace and reconciliation, because I used to see my mother running up and down, running an organization, trying to do something. And 2017 is when we came to met Madam Vera and Mary Noble, and we had a 5-day conference on understanding and managing fear and the pathways to forgiveness and reconciliation, which was a new thing to me. For the first time in a long while, I had a new perspective was hitting me, that we are all human beings. Based on the environment I've been raised up in, we usually see each other in the aspect of different ethnic communities, stereotypes, because we are raised in such an environment. After the training, I linked up with a friend of mine who just came out of the military. So he was going through something, and at that particular time it came because I was also trained, so I wanted to try and show him that some of these all these things that he is experiencing are in his head, that at this particular moment that he is in a safe environment. By interacting with him, I noticed something, that we have a category of people, that we have people who have actually gone through traumatizing past, and people living with these people who've gone through trauma. I came to understand that we have individuals who haven't gone through a traumatizing event, but they have a lot of tension. This is because of the environment we live in. There's distrust. Because I had this information and my peers didn't have, the people I was tried to work with didn't have this perspective. I started with a small only perspective of giving them that we are all human beings. I wanted to write something because I came and found that all my friends, they're living in tension. They're not traumatized because they come from good families, but they don't know themselves. They usually don't understand. They don't understand themselves. They don't know how to act when certain things come up. All my friends at this particular time, I've taught them breathing techniques, which usually help them when they are in tense or environments which they feel they are uneasy. After the training, I just had a very different perspective on how I could tackle certain aspects.
I thank Feminenza for the training they gave us in 2017, and it really helped me as a person, because at that time we were having struggle within our country and our county, in particular Nakuru County, because of the post-election violence traumas, and the people were struggling within themselves. They were having some inward fights, and they couldn't actually get a way out. But after undergoing the training, forgiveness training, and understanding oneself, understanding fears, and especially going through the field of fear. I got hold of myself. I would say I now got hold of myself, and I understood, and I could manage the things that were the conflict that was inside. The other thing that the training helped me was that I could also help others. I remember when our soldiers were hit in Somalia, and we lost quite a number of them. It was in the news, you all knew it. Some of the survivors who came back, and the military sought my help, because I'm a senior retired person, and they said, come and help us and talk to these young people. After undergoing that training, I used the skills, and I was able to rehabilitate. I was able to talk to these young people. I was able to cool their conflict. Some of them, they considered the military the worst job on this earth, after they had seen what happened in the battlefield. I would say that the training we underwent, which is a very useful training, I would urge Feminenza, if they can be giving these trainings regularly, or especially in the conflict-prone areas, and in the post-conflict especially post-conflict areas, and it will be very, very helpful. The other thing that I would say is that Kenya, we need this awareness in the fact that the area of forgiveness is one thing. Forgiving somebody should come from within. It shouldn't be a lip service.
Yes.
Some people say, okay, I forgive you. You broke my car, I forgive you. You killed my brother, I forgive you. But it has not come from his heart. We should now take it a little bit further. And the skills we had, I would say I've never had them anywhere else. I wish you could bring them on again and again. And I would also recommend that you take us also to another higher level. Bring us another course that will take us another higher level, so that we be useful tools to the society. I think I wouldn't even say emphasize much enough. I have no words to express what this course did to me. It has transformed. I would say it has taken me to another person. Even my friends, even my children, my wife, the way I handle conflict within my house, it's now different. It's now different, and they say, "What happened to you, Baba?" You see, that is how it is, and that's why I'm saying I would want to receive even more skills at a higher level. Thank you very much.
Kwa hivyo yetu ni kusema shukrani kurudi, na tutapokea kwa roho mzuri, sababu tumefurahishwa na ile masomo yako sana. Bado iko kichwa yetu na bado tumepikishia community na bado tunaendelea. Asante.